Hello and good evening, everybody. Welcome to another interesting session of Muskaan, an initiative of Prabha Khaitan Foundation and Education for All Trust, presented by Shree Cement Limited. Prabha Khaitan Foundation is an organization based in Kolkata, founded by late Dr. Prabha Khaitan, dedicated to socio-cultural welfare and humanitarian causes. Today, we are celebrating Teachers' Day. After our parents, it is the teacher who inculcates good values and wisdom into our lives. Words are not enough to express our gratitude to our teachers. We therefore dedicate this special session to all the wonderful teachers present here today. So today we have amongst us Sri Ashish Vidyarthi ji. Ashish Vidyarthi is one of India's leading motivational speakers and a life coach. Igniting minds is his passion, as he believes that human beings are in this world for a higher purpose. And that purpose is lived each day. This belief has led him to teach, develop, inspire, and ignite more than 1 million people with his talks and shows. As a national award-winning actor, Ashish brings unique perspectives gained from working in over 200 films across 11 different languages and diverse cultures to organizations, empowering them to unleash the untapped potential of their employees. He brings this same dedication to his work with business leaders as they strive to empower their teams and achieve extraordinary success. So, Ashish ji, over to you. Before Sir begins, you can put your questions in the chat box. From where it will be chosen, and Sir will answer the questions.
Thank you. Namaskar. Namaskar. Welcome. Welcome, each one of you. So this conversation is about you. This is not a speech. This is a conversation. And as I call my conversations, these are pathway conversations. So welcome to a pathway conversation. And what is a pathway? Well, very clearly, dear teachers, pathway is the path that you and I are treading on. Somebody like me has been treading on for a few years, 57, that's how old I am. Each one of us here is from a different age bracket. One thing is very clear. We all are moving in life. And this conversation is about my life. Would you be interested in having a conversation about that person's life? Yes or yes? A nod will suffice. I can see you. Very happy to see that women far outnumber my gender here. Hardly a few. I just see Rashid here and probably another person I saw. So quite clearly the mantle of being a teacher, it's slightly skewed in favor, hugely skewed. Having said that, I'm going to miss my vice principal who was about to be here today, Mrs. Kavuri. Though I must admit, I would have been very conscious being around her, because she was actually my mother's friend, but never made me feel that. She was amazingly strict, a kadak kind human being. And I'll begin with an anecdote. Years back when I was in the 8th grade, I was studying at the Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan. And we used to have a new building. And on the first floor of that, after NCC, we used to get a banana for a meal. So I, for some reason, went up to the first floor and I wanted to throw the banana peel down, on someone. I had seen some of my friends do it and I wanted to do it today. And guess what? I reached up, looked left, right, there was no one around. Looked far and there was no one around. And as my friend was passing, just as I was about to throw, or rather as I threw it, I spotted Mrs. Kavuri walking in. And at that moment, she was looking up. Long story short, I was called to her room and Scolded was an understatement. But one of the key things that I want to begin this conversation with is that the teachers are the scary ones when they are kadak. And one has learned the most from such kadak teachers. I don't know about you, but this conversation today is about nurturing the nurturers. That is you. So, dear teachers, we all are aware of your contribution, what you contribute towards the entire world through the service that you put in each day. And I know a little bit about teachers because I am a forever Vidyarthi. It's a name that my father took on, inspired by Ganesh Shankar Vidyarthi, since Baba was also a freedom fighter. But one thing that he shared is that he always wanted to remain a lifelong Vidyarthi. He passed on at 92, a Vidyarthi. I remain a Vidyarthi till the day I pass on. But a key part of learning which has stayed with me is my ability and my willingness and my awareness about the possibilities that open up when I am ready to learn. Now imagine, why should I have a learning conversation with people who teach? Because I really think that as each one of us have the ability to learn, we can be amazing at imparting that learning to others. If you would agree in part, a show of hand would be great. I can see your hands. Yeah, I see a few hands. Fantastic. So, dear nurturers, I want to share something amazing with you. A key part that the teachers play in each of our lives is not just to teach us then, but to also allow us to be aware of what is available to each one of us as we step out of school. Because you know what I discovered? I discovered that most of the things that I had studied, I had no use of in real life. Yes, that's right. Because life has evolved from the time I was studying, and life is going to evolve from the time your students are learning at this point of time. Just the ability for each one of us to get that which I'm preparing for now may not be in existence by the time I am older. Now, this I say because after being an actor, after being a student, I said that I will make a living as an actor. Now in in the 70s and the 80s, as I was growing at that point in Delhi, being an actor was not a profession you could talk about. When somebody would say, "What do you want to be?" I did first try to tell them that I'll be an actor. And I would hear things like, "Okay, great, very good. But what will you do?" And then I would say, "I want to be an actor." Very nice. But what do you want to do? So it was very difficult to explain to people that I wanted to be an actor, because being an actor as a profession did not exist. And then this mind thought of something. Each time anybody would ask me, "What do you want to be, Ashish?" Remember, I was growing up in Delhi, which is just got one river, which was pretty much dry. They had no clue about the seas and the oceans. I'm sorry, Delhiites, if you're there. So I found a way out. When anybody would say, "Ashish, what do you want to become when you grow up?" I would say, "I want to join the merchant navy." Yes, navy, that too merchant navy, was very distant from Delhi. It allowed me to be free of prying questions that people may put to me. Now, why am I having that conversation here? Well, because I want you to know that your students are being asked those questions. Yes, they are being asked on a daily basis. What is it that you want to be when you grow up? And I promise you, each of us is in a quandary. What do I tell this person? What do I do to get this person off my back? Now, one of the key things that I've discovered in life is that each one of us wants an answer that fits into our understanding of things. As I developed as an actor, I discovered that, I will create realities that do not exist. And then I discovered life for each one of us is of creating realities that inspire us, not necessarily realities that we see around us. This conversation, dear nurturers, is for you to get and for you to create for yourself something so amazing that you would never have even thought of. Now, at the end of this session, I will answer 3 questions. Oh, yes. So here, yes. I'll be answering 3 questions. So feel free to put in the questions from right now. Okay. And I'll be picking up, and they will be picking up 3 questions, which I'll try my best to answer. So this conversation, as I begin with, is about you. And it's about you, the nurturers of the future of this world. You are the nurturers of the future of this world. For you to consider, what is it that inspires you? Yes, this question is to you, and you don't need to answer it. You don't need to answer it to the world, but it is for you to think for a moment. I'll just give you some pointers, all right? Consider when somebody asks you, so what are you? You see, you'll say, I'm a teacher. Yeah. When somebody asks me, what am I? I'll say, I'm an actor. All right. So that's a done deal. So they will understand it. I'll understand it. And it's all fine. But consider if somebody asks me, Ashish, what are you? And if I say I'm a walker. Sorry? What did you say? I said, I'm a walker. Now, it's very difficult for somebody to answer, what do you mean he's a walker? All right. But consider that is your passion. Consider that is my passion. That passion of mine, which I'm scared to articulate. Imagine, ladies and few gentlemen who are here. Imagine if you can articulate that about you. All right. Let me now put some things in perspective. Years back, growing up in Delhi, I knew that I wanted to do many things. But I was being hammered by one thought when people said, focus, Ashish. You have to focus. If you don't focus, then all is lost. Now, let's face it. That's one of the things we hit kids with a lot, right? Focus. Come on, focus. Actually, focus means nothing. Pardon me, please. Focus actually means nothing. Focus in a way is wearing the blinkers, that I'm only doing this. But consider at every moment in our life, things are happening all around us. So even as we are traversing this path towards that, there are many things happening around us. And imagine, wouldn't it be foolish for us not to be touched and not to be evolved by those things which are happening around us? So at that point, one day as I was traveling on a DTC bus floorboard over the Yamuna Bridge, I saw a huge board and it said, we also make steel. And the company's name was Tata Steel. In Hindi, it was, Hum ispat bhi banate hain. Oh, what was that? And around that time, I also started seeing their ads on Doordarshan. And suddenly it struck me. I said, voila, you know what? Tata Steel is saying we also make steel. What they showed to me is that it is possible for me to be many other things other than just one. Now, this revelation might have hit me then, but it took a while for it to take shape in me. As over the years, I discovered that I am not a thing. I'm also this and this and this and this. A quick question to you. Do you see that you are more than a teacher? If yes, you can just put up a hand. Yeah, got that. I got that. Now consider, as noble the profession of being a teacher it is, imagine there is more to you. There are aspects about you which you want to express, but how can you? Because you are a teacher. How can I? I'm just that. I want to let you know at this very moment, dear person, that there is more to you. the very fact that you may think of other things also that inspire you, consider there is a possibility in this one life that you and I have for us to explore that too. And why it's important for this set of amazing people who are part of Muskaan, which is part of the Prabha Khaitan Foundation, why it is important for you is because in your tutelage, there are other people who are going to realize that there are aspects of them that they can explore through their lives. Consider for a moment, life is not just about going from place A to place B. Life is about discovering what lies en route. You know, at some point, I would love you to read a poem. It's a poem called Ithaca, and it is written by C.P. Cavafy. It's a poem which is very dear to me. Very soon, if you come over to my YouTube channel, you will get a rendition of that. I'm preparing that at this very moment. Now, Ithaca is essentially a poem about why each one of us sets off on a journey. Why? There's a certain reason why we set off on a journey, for something, to reach somewhere. But guess what, dear teacher? Haven't we en route seen many other things that have touched us, which has impacted us, which we have learned from, and which has also shown us, we could also go there. That too is there to discover. That is the richness of life, which is available to us, to you and to me, as long as you and I are alive. Therefore, for me, as you start respecting the possibilities that you are, the immense possibilities that you are, even now, not that it's a done deal. Let me tell you something about me. I'm 57, as I said, and I'm very clear. I'm an optimist, but, you can't be too much of an optimist. So for me, I'm clear that I have lived longer than I will live. All right. So I'm clear about that. So I'm clear that I'm 57. I'm only going to live 50 more years. So I'm not going to live 57 more years. So I'm going to die at the age of 107. But till then, I'm going to do something amazing each day. Yes, that's a game that I've taken on. Why? I say, why not? Why not? For me, life is a possibility. Life gives me an opportunity each day to explore aspects which I've never done before. Can you believe this, dear teacher? If you can be the epitome of that and actually share in your class, dear child, be whatever that you wish to be. Do not box yourself to answer someone's question. Consider for a moment that life is not an answer to a question. Life actually is a quest. Life is, I felt, richest when it's in the nebulous. Because in the nebulous, there is magic. You may think, why am I saying all this? Because I do believe that magic has to happen in the schools. As teachers, as you share with students and as you arm them with the strength in that subject that you're teaching them, allow them to actually get that they can do whatever they wish with the knowledge that they are getting at this very moment. Coming back to you again, imagine, dear, also teacher, which other aspect of your life you would wish to take on from this very moment? Because I promise you, that life is yours. And as you embellish your life will feel richer. You know of the diamond, right? The more facets it has, the more it shines. Well, facets we need to discover for ourselves. No one else is going to be defining the quality of our life. I came to know about that a few years back when I got that if I depend on people to guide me, then I'm just waiting to listen to their stories. On the other hand, if I can actually drape my dreams with the travels of reality, I will create a future that is so unique that I can truly say, I did it. I fell, I got up, I created. Dear also teacher, how will it be for you if you from right now on take on at least 3 things which you did not take on up till now because you thought that you are a teacher? Yes, yes. A quick question to you, and you may answer that with a hands up. Tell me honestly, will it inspire you to actually discover and to put in practice that you are also a teacher? Got it. I got it. Now, at this point, I want you to leave you with one thought. Imagine as you embellish yourself with facets which till now you had kept hidden, which you didn't want to share with anyone, which you said that, okay, my time is done. How I wish I could have done that. I want to leave you with one thought, a thought which I use continuously. A quick question, okay? You may put down your hands and then I'll ask again, and then you'll have to put it up again, okay? Put your hands up. Fantastic. Now listen carefully to this question. Don't say the right thing. Say the thing which you believe in, all right? Ready for this? This is the final one, and then I'll be taking your questions, okay? The 3 questions. Tell me, honestly, don't you have regrets? If you have regrets, put up your hands. Got it. Got it. Now, yep, I got it. Now I'll tell you, somewhere in society, people are forced to say, I don't have any regrets here. I don't have any regrets. I don't have any regrets. I don't have regrets, really. Well, if you're alive and if you've got the spirit, then I promise you, you will have regrets. You know why I say that? This guy's got regrets. Oh, yes, I got regrets and a host of them. But what do I do with those regrets is what I wish to share with you. Now, many of us at times do not say that we have a regret, but we have the regret, and then we spend a lot of time discussing it. When we sit down with somebody, or in the evening, afternoon, morning, or any time, we say, you know what, I want to do this, I want to do that, or itna kuch karna chahti thi, itna kuch karna chahta tha, could not do. That's boring talk. That's boring talk because it bores others and it bores you, because you're the same thing you're going to say again and again. So I discovered something very interesting, which I'm going to share with you. I discovered that I do have regret. Correction. I do have regrets. That's right, regrets. So what I've done is that each of the things in which I have a regret, I replace that regret right now with some action. Quickly look at that regret of yours. Pick up one regret. Oh, if only I had done that. Pick that up. Okay? Have you picked it up? All right, fantastic. Now tell me, if that one thing that you regret, if you can place some action which can alter that regret into a reality, how will it be for you? Choose an action where you do not have place to keep on hanging on to a regret. What I call it very simply, replace action with regret. Tell me honestly, won't life be amazing? Because then it's your life and you have taken actions on your regret. Why this conversation is important to you, dear also teachers, is that I am inviting you to imbibe that spirit with your students, for them to get that as they traverse through life, as they discover new things, as they fall, as they get up, as they take left and right turns, they are going to be facing regret. But voila, life is immense possibility where each time you try something big and you regret not getting it, replace regret again with action. For me, that's what life is all about. Continually being in action and creating facets which I'd never seen before. A quick one about me. I started off as a theater actor, then a Hindi film actor, then an actor across 11 languages, then a motivational speaker. Over the last 9 years, thousands of organizations were touched. After that, something which I started on social media just a year and a half back. I got a million strong vlog. You must catch that sometimes. It's called Ashish Vidyarthi Actor Vlogs, where I tell stories of people that I meet. I started vlogging. That I'm alive on Instagram. I discovered that at the age of 56, I could share with people, hey, I eat some interesting thing. Now consider for a moment, I discovered that I'm also a motivational speaker, also a traveler, also a communicator, also. Dear friend, all that I want to tell you right now as I speak to you, dear nurturers, please nurture yourself. Allow yourself to flower in ways that you have never done before. That's this salute of this Vidyarthi. This Vidyarthi salutes you all in that way. May you blossom in ways that you never knew that you could. And I promise you, your students will remember you because they look up to you and they will shine as you shine. It's my time. And I have quick 3 questions.
Right. So we have received, thank you so much, Vidyarthi ji. We have a couple of questions here. And since it's only 3, it's difficult to choose. But teachers out of choice or ... How much of a difference does it make? And how do we get motivated teachers? This is a question from Sandeep Sethi.
So very clearly, whatever is your profession, choose it. Whatever you're doing, choose it. You know why? Because even if you don't choose it, you have it. It's not just true for a profession, it's anything in your life. If you are in it, choose it. Because if you say, I don't choose it, you still have it. So very clearly, get connected with what value that you are adding. You may be driving a motorbike, you may be cooking, you may be teaching, you may be flying a kite, you may be flying an airplane, you could be doing a scientific experiment or doing clay modeling. If you connect with the value you see yourself adding to life, that'll be a great moment for you to stay motivated with that thing. For me, just to let you know, I started off very early in the morning today. I was shooting, I was sharing with a few people here. Sumitra also included. I was sharing that, I just come before, right after I go back after this, I'm going to die a little later. So I'm part of that thing. Now that is a reality which is happening. I choose to be there. And right now I'm choosing to be here. When I choose to be where I am, then I'm 100% there. My life depends on that moment. So consider, if you choose and actually embrace the moment, you don't need motivation because that moment is why you're alive.
Next question. Do you think that teachers who think differently are considered out of place?
Yeah, don't care about that. First of all, don't try to, if you really are concerned about what people are thinking, go start taking opinion polls every single day in your life. All right. You want to do that? I don't want to do that. Just want a quick question. Do you want to seek permission from life to be happy? Anyone there? May I be happy? Hello? You don't, right? So please express yourself. I promise you one thing, dear teachers, dear also teachers. What you are offering is something unique. Be somebody who is amazing at his work, at her work. Be amazing at your work. Because when you're amazing at your work, that is what matters. There will be different interpretations of how you could have done it. When people say, Ashish, you could have done it that way, you know what I say? Yes, but I did it this way. All right. And next moment, you may choose to do it another way. Now, that's what I call owning your day, owning your work. One of the reasons why we say that, people don't allow me, basically, we don't want to stand for it. When you make a stand for yourself, you'll be able to take the bricks and the brickbats and the bouquets too. All right. So it doesn't matter what they say. Don't even try to hide behind it. Huh? Don't say, I'm thinking different. No. Secondly, a very important part. If you think differently, it's very important that you manage to push that envelope. In life, you don't get what you deserve, only what you negotiate. So have the ability to inspire people to believe in your way of thinking. And for that, you need to be a stand for what you believe in. So go for it. Final question.
I think it's past 5:30 and
Yeah, I got to go and die, but I'll still take one more question.
you'll take one more? All
Yeah.
right. What is this something that we need to change in the system from our part to make education more fruitful?
Did you say fruitful?
Fruitful.
Yes. Actually, I don't know about what you need to change in the system. That's too big a question. But each day in your class, if you allow your students to get that what they're teaching, what they're learning at this very moment is the beginning of their journey each day, that they will have to now look at ways in which they use their education. As long as they keep getting that the marks which they are going to get at the end of a semester are not going to be really valid for them, but what they imbibe and how creatively they can use it in their life is going to be of great use. I think each one of us, when we bring our individual sparkle to the class, in your case, as you bring your individual sparkle to your class, your students will capture a bit of it and make it their own and then shine even more. So don't worry about the system. Do what you wish to do within the system. First of all, I get it. Within the system, do, but you bring your own sparkle to your class every day. That's my invite.
So I think that brings us to the end of the session. Thank you so much, Vidyarthi ji. So on behalf of the foundation, I would like to thank Mr. Vidyarthi for this interactive and most interesting session. I would also like to thank our presenter, Shree Cement Limited and Education for All Trust. Last but not the least, a big thank you to all the teachers who have allotted their precious time. And without their enthusiasm, this session would not have been successful. Stay well, stay safe, everybody. Have a great weekend. Thank you and namaskar, Vidyarthi ji, once again.
Let's all blossom and discover our facets.
For you to go and get stabbed.
Yes, I'm going to go. I'm going to die. Cheers. Lots of love. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आप सबका. ढेर सारा प्यार. आप सबको बहुत सारा प्यार. Bye bye. Thank you so very much. Thank you.